Oke guys, kita lanjut lagi ke game yang kedua ya guys, antara Onic PH melawan RSG PH. Tadi sih game pertama terbantai sekali ya guys. Wah, Super Prince sudah keluar cok Valentinanya. Dia lumayan power banget guys di Valentina. Valentina Parsa dia powernya.
They're done for. They can't escape that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, there it is.
Wow.
Okay, so that was their goal
Franco.
signal. That was their goal signal. And they've
Belum
taken
nggak
out the
ada
group for
ya.
this setup for Lanzo and Franco, which also, it's all comfort picks for Onic right now. Is this their way
No.
of getting a comeback?
I'm not sure, man, because if you look at it, Onyx
Apa
lineup is like
pilihannya
glass cannon.
lapu-lapu?
They don't have much in terms of defense.
Marcia
All of
oke
their eggs are
sebenarnya
in
sih.
the let's pick
Marcia
someone
game
up,
ini bagus
let's,
sih guys.
As they say in
Gua
the
suka
Filipino,
Marcia sih.
pitas, you know, let's
Yeah, pick off. Yeah.
pick off someone.
The gank.
That's
Yep.
the only win condition they have.
Apa
Their
dia
team
mau main
fighting
Assassin?
is actually honestly quite horrible.
Main league.
Aside from the bloody hunt and
Main
maybe
dulu kan
if
bisa di XP
Super Prince
sih.
can pick up the real world, they don't really have any tools for team fighting.
Oh.
Assassin.
Okay.
Busa.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't overthinking.
You're
Irrad
right.
soalnya pemain Assassin
I was
guys.
expecting for them to pick up the Lancelot, but okay. It's an EXP lane Fredrin for Nats.
XP Freddy.
Okay, so Hayabusa for Irrad back at the Assassin Heroes. Sono, come on.
This is
What
the
is
Irrad
this?
we know.
Yep.
Let's be real. This is the Irrad we know. It was kind of a trump card dealt in the first game with that backshot coming from the side of RSG. But going back into the other side, they're finally going to be having an Assassin moving forward into the jungle. And this is where things are going to be part of a major mix-up here, because this time, Onic Philippines finally has the set of heroes that they're very comfortable using with. We have the Valentina for Super Friends. We also have Kekidut. But again, the composition and the complexity of this lineup matters, because how would you
Kita lanjut lagi ke game yang kedua ya guys, antara RSG PH melawan Onic PH.
if you don't necessarily have the vision just yet? So the Franco will really come into
Prediksi
play
gua sih tadi
very
game-nya sengit ya,
importantly in this matchup as
3-2,
they
3-1,
try to
cuman
figure out how
game
they can
pertama
maneuver
tadi
finally
mental
or
boost banget buat
hopefully
RSG PH
equalize
pasti.
this game.
Let's see how they bounce us back. Onic Philippines would want to bounce back, but on the other hand, we have two members aided Hayabusa or Irrad to get that first objective in his own plate. Meanwhile, Light and Kekidut, he was having a hard time up against Light in the first game. And as you
Jujur,
say,
Irrad sih
information
serem
is
banget.
much more
Oh,
important
emang mainnya
this
begini,
time
Cok.
around.
Yeah, you know what's so funny, guys? I just wanted to say this story. In the regular season, I was really saying to Kekidot, I say on broadcast, I don't like Ruby on Kekidot. Kekidot loves picking up the Ruby. They lost a lot. Oh, look at that. Our Onic is actually ranked first. Oh, that's amazing.
Huh.
One
Bisa
for
unik
all
banget
and
GP-nya.
all for one.
That's it. That is the mindset of the squad. It's literally a glass cannon. They're trying to serve up every single thing just to give Nets a bunch of space and hopefully unleash the Onic banana split that we always see them do. Unfortunately for game number 1, it didn't work for them, but Super Friends starting to feel the pressure.
Look at that.
Exhort though.
Well, this is what you were talking about earlier. Super Prince getting his hands on Valentina, forcing Exort to go back to base with that early poke and peel.
Unbending Will is also the emblem here coming forward for Ryota. This is something that we don't really see very often, because most of the time it's a tenacity build that is built by XP laners such as Nats, such as Edward, but this time they're gonna go with a little bit more offense to their side. As Nats taking a lot of
Tapi
damage.
nggak ada
We're talking about
charge.
offense.
Wah,
Nats might be
kena
doing
cok.
way too much.
Look
There
at
goes
the
the
life
Appraiser's
steal.
Wah,
Oh,
dapat Irrad.
but
Mati
Irrad
lagi.
will be
Ryota
taking
buang flicker.
that turtle and first blood as well.
Wah, like-nya
Light
nggak
with the
mati.
flicker out with
Wow.
even.
Wah, dibalikin.
What
Wow,
damage
seru
from
banget
Onic.
perangnya.
Oh, man.
Gila, sama-sama ngotot, gengs. Ini baru ya guys ya. Game-nya nggak ngantuk. Kita butuh peperangan.
His life steal, and on back in their previous games, it's one of the
Kita
things that we
butuh
could consider
pukulan.
50-50. How is he surviving this?
It's the benefit of having that tank emblem. It gives you a little bit more tankiness, and also building up on those
Plates,
steel leg
aman.
plates will really help you tank the damage coming from both Sensui and Nets. Super Prince so far doesn't have the necessary output just yet. He only has that very first item together with that mana regeneration necklace. So far, Onic Philippines needs to take care of themselves for them to secure every single objective. They're making necessary moves. They're not giving as much, but as of the moment, RSG needs to make sure that they could still keep up the pressure, keep up the pace, and hopefully increase the gold gap, just like what they did in Game 1.
Yeah, you're talking about pressure, you're talking about lane control. Game number 1, they have full border on the river. How to make their way of having their momentum flow. But on the other hand, Onic Philippines, if they have an avenue to strike here and slow down Eman, I believe this is one way of putting back their A game. A hook misses, Light in other way is protecting Eman most of the time in the gold lane.
Yeah, Eman here will have no problems for the meantime.
Dimakan
Again,
terus
on the
Ryota
bottom
nya, Cok.
side, it's gonna be a 1v2. Ryota not gonna be
Serem
able
tapi
to
emang
stay
ini
long
orang
enough
Assassinnya
against
guys, Irrad
Nats
kalau
and
mau ini
Irrad
mah
on
ya.
the XP lane.
Oh man, that's very unfortunate. We're starting to see the pattern of rotations coming from RSG slate. They just want to give the pressure to Ryota down bot because they know that he is the anchor of the offense, and once that branch starts to fall off bit by bit, that is the opportunity for them to actually go ahead and strike as the turtle
Mati
is
loh.
starting to have help.
Wah, ketahan Super Prince ya.
Wah,
mati.
Getting
Tetap.
everybody
Oh, wait.
in the middle of the fight there, inside the box.
Franco
Sensui
Dati.
will get that turtle. Of course, they will not go away unscathed. That is a 2 for
Gila.
1.
Orangnya seru banget guys, saling komitnya bagus banget.
That is exactly what we're talking about, right? As long as Ryota is alive, there's a very good contest chance coming from the side of Onic Philippines to secure their very own objectives. But RSG, quick on their feet, they've managed to
Eman si
secure
Beatrixnya
not
serem juga
only
lagi.
half, but at least 75% of that energy shields going into the hands of
Playoff
Eman.
udah main
And
pedi-pedian
Eman
doang
building
ya
up
guys ya.
with that weapon master as his emblem is something that is very good for him because he will continue to secure those items together with the itemization that he wants to go for here. He might go for a Blade of Despair in this very first few minutes of this game, and also Irrad. The mobility that this jungler has showcased to us together with that Hunter Strike will not only help in those basic attacks, but also the extra, damage to the junglers or damage to those minions that will be very necessary for him to not only secure those camps, but to also make a
Matsel udah
faster
disuruh main.
rotation around the map.
Well, speaking of
Main
rotation,
ini,
Nats
Cok.
has the
Main mid sama
dominance
perang.
ice.
Ayo
Right,
bisanya
to
mau
even
farming.
slow down how Onic attacks. And Sui, oh, look at that. Focus and pressure on the gold lane, but look at Nats coming in from behind. Sensui trying to give vision. Also, man, their reinforcement or their rotation is much faster now because they're
Wait.
aware on how Onic can strike. But look at that.
Oh boy, Nats
Serem
ran
banget.
into a
Oh, ngebait,
three-man
ngebait,
bush,
ngebait.
but he is
He
still
can't go!
Salah senjata
alive.
Eman nih.
Sensui
Eman
actually
salah
will be the
senjata.
one who might have been punished
Wah,
there.
dapat
Oh,
3.
man.
Hayabusa
Oh my
masuk
God,
lagi.
the energy eruption. He pulled in 3 members of Onic,
Gila,
and
RSG
it
sih
just
udah
resulted into a
mau
disaster
ada
for
MST ya
Hedgehog.
guys ya.
Nats is a bully!
He flickered in a 3-man bush. He survived, and he also just chased him to oblivion.
I don't know what he did during the break, but this XP lane Fredrin in the hands of Nats is something else. Up against the Arlet.
It's funny because I usually hate XP lane Fredrin.
Same.
When they pick it in Indonesia, I'm like, why are you guys picking XP lane Fredrin all the time?
But if Nats is using it,
But if Nats uses like this is the right way to do it.
An exception.
This is the exception to the rule. This is beautiful.
Oh.
this is an offensive Fredrin. We usually see Fredrin just holding down the line,
Yeah.
making sure that everybody else is staying still, at the comfort of their very own
Mappingnya
grounds.
udah kebaca
But
banget.
this
Cok,
time,
sama Heroes sih.
Nats just want the smoke. He
Nats
just
ngeliat,
wants
Nats
to smoke
ngeliat.
at this
Like
point.
langsung
He taunts
ini.
every single person that he
Touch,
sees.
dapat.
He tries to
Wait.
engage in there, go again!
Cancel Ryota.
Oh, beautiful disengage
Oh, nggak
coming in
cancel.
from Atoy R himself.
Oke, tank masih
Makes it
tukar
a 1
tank.
for 1, at least for that exchange. I would say that was actually good reaction time from Ryota. I don't know if you guys saw that. That should have been an instant replay. He canceled the flicker with the final slash.
Just imagine how his mindset was going through because they used to conceal earlier to go up top in that L bush because but how RSG wanted to have that strike back, they used conceal and they waited for Nats to zone them out, and that space of hesitation took them by surprise.
And we're starting to, you know, take a notice little by little with the damage potential that Nets can start to dish out here for the side of Onic Philippines. He was one of those main damage dealers before that start of that team fight. Right after that final slash, those shurikens really came in handy for them to be able to take it down. A golden staff together with a corrosion scythe, it does increase his chances in terms of attack speed and sustainability to remain in the team fight. But Sensui is stuck here and he
Wah, ini kalau
gets
dipegang
Sensui's
giginya
on the
kena.
run, using
Mati
a
si
way
Sensui.
to get out damage his way. Exort gets eliminated.
Bisa perang kah? Oh,
by
masih bisa fight,
the
masih bisa fight.
Captain.
Eman
Nets
masih
is
kuat
going
banget.
insane on the back
Emannya
line.
masih
He
kuat
gets a
banget.
double kill, but so does Eman. It is gonna be a 3v3 on the
Wih,
land of
flicker.
dogs. Flicker in by Nets. Secures
Woo.
the triple kill.
Surprise, surprise! Backline access by Onic Philippines. Who knew what's coming? Who knew?
The bros had the backstage
Eh.
pass.
Backstage
They
Cepetan.
knew.
Ayo saya nggak retry juga sih.
Everybody else would go to the stage and they didn't even focus on what was behind them.
Oh,
A very good rotation play coming in from Onic Philippines, but again, Irrad with a major play, stealing the purple objective
That's
just when
massive.
Onic Philippines had the momentum, just when they were finally about to start their revenge tour, their revenge arc. RSG
Oh, mereka mau all in ya gara-gara.
in their
Waduh,
enemy
kena.
sequel.
Oh, it's
Hero,
Atoy
waduh,
R.
hero
He's the
pening.
main target.
Mereka mau all in
He
gara-gara
gets
nggak ada
eliminated
retry, guys.
immediately.
Iratnya nggak ada retry.
Securing the Lord will be Sensui though.
Gila, komitmennya
It's gonna be a
cepet-cepet
very
banget.
angry RSG coming at you, but looks like they won't be able to get any
Gigi,
more
gigi,
kills
gigi, game.
as they
Sumpah.
will.
Decision
Moves
making-nya
out
tinggi
on the
banget,
14.
Cok.
Out of position, Ryota. RSG
Cepet
has
terus.
eyes on what
Clean gitu.
the game would
Dapat
turn
merah
around
Irrad.
in
Oh,
their
man.
favor. Man, they're out of position. Kekadut only got Nats from that one.
Yeah, I
But
think
not
that
even
was
a
worth.
kill. Yeah, but not even a kill, but only an ultimate.
Fortunately for them, though, they got the Lord. That was the best case scenario. So even though one of them lost their lives during that team fight, none of the others did. And also, they got an extra ally on their sides with the super minions heading forward into the enemy base. So RSG's momentum is stopped a little bit. This is where the adjustments are going to come from the side of RSG. Game number 1 was a very smooth sailing game from them, but now that Onic is starting to build those items, they're starting to play a
Ah,
little
kena.
It's momentum.
Wah, ini mah
Be the one
Oh,
who
free hit
attempted
Beatrix-nya.
to be attacked
What?
here, but looks
Beatrix?
like RSG, they're very,
Mati.
angry.
Oke.
Eman goes down.
Yo.
Oh my god.
Anjir, gue
That's
pikir
how
tadi
you
free hit
split
atau
a
ya.
banana
Katanya
open.
pinter banget, guys.
RSG
ambil
was
samping.
divided. And Sensui got the fresh catch.
They even went to the basics. It wasn't even a banana split. It was just a banana peel.
Yeah,
They just
peel.
peeled the banana.
Yeah, they separated the power force of RSG.
And it became a banana shake.
Oh man,
Oh man.
it's Miranda time.
Miranda time here in the Philippines right now.
Is Onic Philippines
Mau
on the
diulti
Miranda
nih.
time
Ulti
right
dong.
now?
Nah, kan.
Oh,
Mati
Irrad.
Sensui.
Sensui,
Emang
where
udah
you
ditarget
going
banget.
there? That's gonna be Exort finishing him off. Again, Irrad just good maneuvers.
Emang
on
udah
that
kelihatan
Hayabusa.
banget, guys,
He's
ditarget
able
banget
to
itu
catch
Sensui-nya.
Sensui off
Ditungguin
guard
sama
without
Nat
the 4
soalnya.
rows. Even after using the 4 rows, still gets eliminated.
Look at that, gold earnings. Irrad sitting on top. Nats, on the other hand, is
super
chasing
producing,
him
miskin
down.
banget ya.
We had the lead RSG
Net worth
almost 2.7k. Now it's trimming down to 1.9. Is this good news
Net worth
for
Super Prince
the
ya,
Yellow
guys.
Hedgehogs
Terlalu
right
under.
now?
This is very good news
Very
for
good
them.
news.
I mean, they're starting to take a bunch of those inner and outer turrets
Wah,
coming from the
harinya
side of
dia kelihatan
RSG. And not
Super
only
Prince
that,
kena.
alright, he's forced to make
Waduh.
Oh, wow.
that was quick.
Lu lihat gak
That was
sinerginya Eman sama ini, guys.
Assassination Nation here.
Sebelum dia tarik udah dilempar merah,
Speed
roket
of
merah duluan,
light.
Cok. Mati lagi.
The speed
Bangkanya kena.
of light. Who knew?
Breaker.
There was no
Wah,
space
kena Eman.
for Onic to react. And now
Oh,
Onic
Emannya
is
masih
trying to make
selamat.
a play of their own. They're getting kills one
Wah,
by
wah,
one
wah,
so far,
oh,
but
Hayabusa,
Nets right
Hayabusa.
now looks like he's in the
Hayabusa,
best
Hayabusa.
spot.
Masih ada
He's the one
Hayabusa.
with the chase right now.
Hayabusanya
Even
masih
Irrad
strong.
might be in trouble here,
Nets
but he
lost the
is in the
smoke.
shadows. He's flying
Wait,
in.
wait.
There it is.
Irrad.
He used the
Irrad
wind
is trying to
nature.
pull.
Irrad will not be able to re-engage.
Waduh,
Irrad,
dikaiting.
he's trying to play
Waduh.
out. He gets down.
Terkaiting. Irrad.
Oh my goodness. And the
Wait.
fights are not done. Irrad
Wuh,
playing with fire right
Wah,
now.
gamenya seru
as he
banget,
tries
guys,
to go for
sumpah.
Ryota, and will be able to make it out alive.
The duo and the combo, Irrad and
Anjir,
Exort,
gamenya seru banget, Cok.
almost a slither
Berkelas
of
banget
life,
gamenya.
and they managed to pull the attention of
Fight-nya
Onic
serem banget.
Philippines. Just right that moment.
Ini
How is
baru
this
kita
going,
tidak
Irrad?
ngantuk
You
ya, guys.
monster.
Yeah, we just saw the speed of light there.
That was
Kedinginan gua, sorry,
money
guys.
heist there, right there. I mean, Nets at that point, he saw 2 opponents very low on health. He was like, who am
Wah,
I
gila
gonna
ini
be
sih
taking first here?
fight-nya sih
They're both
indah
low on
banget,
health.
Cok.
And then both Irrad
That's true.
and Exor
Set,
were just
baca
dancing
Teriota.
to the beat of Joy, even when
Kelihatan,
Joy
kelihatan.
isn't even here. They
Man,
knew that the
kayaknya
right step
kelihatan,
was to
kayaknya
go
kelihatan.
front, then back. They shot the damage right away.
Oh, they're
Aman,
going front
aman.
all the way
Aduh, udah
right
buang,
now with
udah
Sensui
buang
at
banyak
the
spell
back,
ya,
trying to
RSG
look
ya.
for an opening.
Kajang ada tarik,
RSG
Giving ada
lineup,
ulti,
but looks
balikin.
like RSG will not give him that for now.
Oh, nah, I'm getting chills on how light and
Emang
also
posisinya di
Kekid
belakang
is
banget sama Irrad.
exchanging conceals, knowing where to strike and where to land that hook.
Takut Franco yang apa
They're
nih?
awake,
I
and they
love this
want to
game.
take this game back.
I love this game because both
kok
the
ikaw?
marksmen, they love to flicker in.
Talking about
They're all
aggressiveness,
in,
They're
bro.
just so aggressive right now, man.
Oh,
But the
man.
question is, who is going to take this Lord this time around? Riona, the final slash,
question
though.
mark right now.
Aduh, Lordnya.
Oh,
Arya dapat.
people, it will
Sabar,
be
sabar,
them
Eman.
taking the
Eman,
Lord.
Eman, mata
Kekid
dia Eman.
will fall.
Mau dikejar, mau
And
dikejar,
looks
nggak
like
bisa.
Onic are
Lainnya
very
jelek, lainnya
happy
jelek.
with that take, even though again they also lost Kekidon. It looked like it was very worth it, at least for the Hedgehogs.
If
Wah,
you're
berat
Onic,
nih
you'll
game,
definitely
seimbang nih.
take it. That is a major win in
Banget
their
game,
book,
seru, seru, seru.
minimizing RSG's goal lead to just by 100 or hundreds rather. And Onic Philippines also has a chance to increase their goal lead or even put the goal lead on their side. As we're starting to take a note here, Nets already has an entire full
Like him,
build
buset,
on
cepat
his
banget.
arsenal with a rose gold meteor as his final item together
Tawan,
with that wind of
tawan.
nature just for emergency purposes.
Ayah
So
juga udah
he
ulti kan.
has an
Defend,
answer to
defend
what
aja
the rest of
mereka.
the members, specifically to what Irrad and Eman could probably give to him. But this is where Exhort could come in. 6-1 and 12 KDA. A masterful showcase on how to play the Eve. Masterful positioning as well. This could potentially be one of the saving graces
Sentry
that
udah nyala
RSG could
buat
lean
defend
on
Lord.
if they want to continue and defend in this game.
Aman, Lordnya
Well,
langsung
speaking
di
of
clear.
leading on, Lord will be melted down by RSG Slate Philippines. And tying the lead right now, it's on just 700. And to see how Onic Philippines managed to control the waves right now, we're left to 3 turrets for RSG to look at.
And in addition to what you guys have mentioned, RSG still has that goal lead on their side. One of the reasons that they were able to defend that without any sweat at all is because of the immense amount of AoE damage, the wave gear that is leaning towards their side. They have Eman with the Ribero's Passion, they have Exort that has, low cooldowns with the first and the second skill. So this is gonna be, hard work that Onic needs to make sure that they could at least take down one inhibitor turret, maybe one major team fight, or even just a pick-off because they technically have Kekidut on their side. And with that Iron Hook, it could come major in this play right now in 15 minutes.
Okay, all boils down to the roamers of these two teams. We're looking at how Onic Philippines, they're back in the playoffs, and this is their time to finish their story, fulfill the destiny.
Duit
to
udah
go
seimbang ya,
forward
udah sama ya
and go
duitnya ya.
forward for the lives in their
Wih,
playoffs.
Udah haskell,
And even on
lost
the
gold dia.
second game, they don't want that momentum being taken away.
Udah haskell ya,
But
bentriknya ya.
RSG on the other hand, oh,
Aduh.
that was a close one
Serem banget.
to take Nats in the wrath of Onic Philippines.
Yeah, if you're RSG, you need to be on high alert, right? Anytime that you kind of just falter on your defense, if you get hooked by Kekidot, that might be game. If for example, if Eman gets hooked, if Exhort gets hooked, there's very little that they can do to fight back. So
Yeah.
they need to be on high alert right now, and they need to make sure that they're always together.
Ini udah
I
one
love how
moment
these
game
two
nih
teams
guys.
are really based
Sumpah udah nggak,
on
yang
the
rata
setup
kalah
of
cok
Kekidut
perangnya.
and Light. Because on some games that we see, it's either a team fighting capable set, but this time they really could rely on the roamers to change everything around. And how are they managed to see this Lord
They're
being on the
rushing
side?
Wah, kajanya kena. Wah, Irrad dapat Lord.
Gets it. He stole it right under the nose of
Wait,
the
wait.
Hedgehogs. But the
Eman,
question is, will
tuh,
RSG
nggak ada
be
ini
able
guys,
to
Emannya guys.
win the
Nggak ada
attack?
haskell.
Nets is looking really scary
Wow,
right now. Also,
Irrad.
Dota will
Wah,
get
immortal dia
by
langsung.
Irrad with immortality will still survive.
Buset itu Hayabusa.
3 of 2 plus the Luminous Lord for RSG Slate Philippines. And they're back on
Anjir,
the
serem
lead.
banget Hayabusanya guys.
Oh man, that was very unfortunate. They were rushing
Irrad,
the
man.
Lord. It was so
Ah.
close.
Irrad,
Anjir dia pas banget beli immortal cok.
I don't know. Irrad just was insane in that last exchange.
He was literally hiding in the shadows,
He was
waiting
in the
for
shadows.
the time to strike.
Amazing, spectacular. And they want to close this game.
Magnifico.
Oh my god.
I
Bro,
got-
bro is majestic.
He deserves
Amazing.
he deserves his own moniker for sure.
Oh,
We haven't
man.
figured it out yet, but that play, he almost single-handedly took that Lord, right? That was almost all Irrad.
All Irrad, all
All
eyes,
Irrad.
all ears on Irrad, and how he managed to slip his way through the defense of Onic Philippines. This is dangerous. How will they catch him? How will
Kaja, materi Kaja.
How?
Dapat siapa dia? Kari dia dapat.
Big question right now, 'cause
Oh,
right now
gila.
RSG wants
Ngeri
to take
banget.
the fight into
Ngeri banget,
Onic.
ngeri banget.
They are going to be able to take out two. It's going to be Super Prince Kegela and Sensui all alone. That's going to be enough at least to clear the minions for now.
Oh, man.
Wow.
On a
Buset,
momentum,
Irrad.
the Raiders are now knocking in the 2 turrets and they're breaking down the last one down bottom.
They're doing what they do best. They're going on a raid. They're raiding the base of Onic
Wow!
right now. Flicker
Unjuk
into
nggak dapat
the iron
eman.
hook, but looks like that is
Wait,
not
the
really
win.
good for Onic right now.
Wah,
Onic
pengen di
able
end,
to
pengen di end,
win
pengen di
for
end.
a few more seconds,
Base-nya
but
kebuka.
it's the offense for RSG who will
GG.
take out this base and who will take game number 2.
Oke guys, kita lanjut lagi nanti ke game yang ketiga. Thank you semua yang udah nonton. See you guys.